Night of the Fireflies. In the heart of a deep, dark forest, the night had fallen. The moon was full and bright, casting a silvery light over the tall trees and winding paths. The forest was quiet, but not silent. The gentle rustling of leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl filled the air, creating a peaceful atmosphere. In this forest, a little deer was slowly waking up. The deer loved the night, for it was a time when the forest felt calm and magical. The deer's large eyes sparkled in the moonlight as it looked around, ready to begin its nighttime adventure. The deer started to walk quietly through the forest, careful not to make a sound. The ground was soft under its hooves, covered in fallen leaves and moss. As the deer wandered deeper into the forest, it came across a small clearing where the moonlight shone brightly. In the middle of the clearing stood a tall tree, its branches spread wide like a giant umbrella. The tree's leaves glowed softly under the moonlight, and at the base of the tree, the deer noticed something unusual, a small glow coming from the ground. Curious, the deer approached the glowing spot and discovered a group of fireflies dancing in the air. The fireflies were tiny, their bodies glowing like little stars in the night. They moved gracefully, creating patterns of light that mesmerized the deer. The deer stood still, watching the fireflies with wonder. It had never seen anything so beautiful. The fireflies seemed to notice the deer and began to circle around it, lighting up the area even more. The deer felt like it was in the middle of a magical dance, surrounded by twinkling lights. As the deer enjoyed the company of the fireflies, it heard a soft rustling in the bushes nearby. The deer turned its head and saw a small hedgehog emerging from the shadows. The hedgehog was carrying a tiny mushroom, which it carefully placed near the glowing spot. The deer tilted its head, curious about what the hedgehog was doing. The hedgehog looked up at the deer and smiled shyly. "I'm decorating the forest for the night," the hedgehog explained in a quiet voice. "The fireflies make everything so beautiful, and I thought this mushroom would add to the magic." The deer nodded, understanding the hedgehog's intention. It looked around and noticed more tiny mushrooms scattered around the clearing, each one adding a little more light to the scene. The deer decided to help the hedgehog with its task. Together, the deer and the hedgehog searched for more mushrooms and carefully placed them around the clearing. The fireflies continued to dance above them, their light growing brighter as more mushrooms were added. Soon, the entire clearing was glowing softly, creating a magical space in the heart of the forest. As they worked, the deer and the hedgehog became friends, sharing stories about their favorite parts of the forest. The hedgehog told the deer about the secret paths it knew, and the deer shared its love for the quiet, peaceful nights. When they had finished decorating the clearing, the deer and the hedgehog sat down to admire their work. The clearing was now a glowing sanctuary in the dark forest, a place where the magic of the night could be fully appreciated. The deer felt a deep sense of peace and happiness. It realized that the forest at night was not just a place of darkness, but a place of quiet beauty and wonder. The deer was grateful to have shared this special moment with its new friend. As the night grew deeper, the deer knew it was time to return to its home. The hedgehog smiled and said, "Thank you for helping me. The forest looks even more beautiful now." The deer nodded and said, "Thank you for showing me the magic of the night. I'll never forget this night in the forest." With that, the deer and the hedgehog said their goodbyes. The deer walked back through the forest, the glow of the clearing slowly fading behind it. The deer's heart was full of joy and contentment as it made its way home, knowing that the night held many more magical moments waiting to be discovered. And so, under the light of the full moon, the deer settled down in its cozy spot, ready to drift off to sleep, dreaming of the magical forest and the new friend it had made.